G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is a Bloodied Gauss shotgun with 50% more limb damage as a secondary legendary effect. It is yet another revisit to see if the old guns that were really good pre-patch still have it, and I think this one might have it already. Looking at this thing's base damage, which is significantly high, 289 without any perks. You could probably run this without using perks and you might do okay, but we're obviously going to be maxing the crap out of this because we want to be doing the most damage, because ammo ain't cheap, kids. You gotta craft it every 15 minutes if you're not doing the good damage. So that's why we spec ourselves that way. But yeah, people have been telling me that this is a little bit garbage now, but I think we'll give it a test and we'll see how this thing goes. But I'm thinking this thing will be actually alright. So yes, 289 damage, very nice. We've got the hardened receiver on that. Could put the prime receiver on, but they do the exact same damage. Only the prime receiver does bonus damage to anything that is scorched, but that's fine. I think I just chucked heavy gunner on twice there. Well, that was dumb. Well, at least I noticed it this time, right? Shotgunner goes on. We've also got skeet shooter in perception, and thanks to all of these perception points, it allows me to have concentrated fire and skeet shooter at maximum. And we have glow sight. That's kind of standing in for what's it called? Grenadier. If I'm using heavy explosive guns, we'll move straight over to intelligence and equip demo expert, which works with this thing. We've got tenderizer there as well. 10% for 10 seconds. Very, very nice, especially when that is multiplicative. And bloody mess goes on. Not a whole lot of damage you can get out of this perk, but if we attach all of those things and go into nerd rage, we can get a damage that is over 1,000. And whoops, spoiler, we've also got dodgy for dodging anything that we come, just reducing damage. And we've got a bunch of AP regeneration on our limbs, so that'll be good to help that out. And we've got Enforcer to stop everything that looks at us wrong. We can cripple legs with it super easy, stop everything in their tracks. And this is what the legendary perk setup looks like. Going to be utilizing this one for getting quick sneak criticals onto things, and then getting that extra 30% damage to kill them before that wears off. That's kind of the whole point of that, and these ones are just so I can shuffle more points around to make it have a little bit more sense. I've overdone charisma though. I didn't need to put that many in charisma, so whoops. Anyways, with all of those things, we get 613 damage. It's a very impressive number, but you gotta remember that although we're doing 613 damage, each individual projectile will be, carrying the same damage. So it's divided between how many shotgun pellets that it fires. So it's going to be significantly less when we factor in any of the armor penetration benefits that we do not get with this thing, which are going to be soaked up quite easily because those many projectiles are going to be they're going to be hitting for a very low number. So that's probably a drawback of shotguns that only is improved with the perforating magazine on this and the combat shotgun. The rest of the shotguns are kind of shit out of luck when it comes to armor penetration. Okay, so we're in nerd rage now, and we're doing 1073 damage, which I feel like is fairly significant for a weapon at this state of the game where we don't get those multiplicative damage. I can't remember what this thing was pre-patch, but I'll take 1,000 damage, sure. Welcome to Uncle Mo's family feed bag. The Gauss shotgun has the clandestine paint on it, and if you want to get that, it's running out soon on the Atom store. Better get it, or you'll miss out on it forever. And one-shotted, 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 one-shotted. Oh yeah, this feels good. Oh man, yeah. So for whatever reason, this thing doesn't seem to have quite the massive nerf that every other thing has, and it's just kind of destroying everything. Have to be a little bit careful on how my health is doing here. We're out of AP, that's fine. We'll just go ahead and shoot them like this. It appears that VATS is kind of insta-killing them, but if I do land all of the pellets in when I shoot them normally, then that'll be fine, and I should probably heal up before I go, but I'm getting an extra 300 damage with the additive bonuses from the adrenaline now, which is kind of disappointing because it's additive, but whatever. Okay, some quick healing done in the form of some Gulper Slurry and I believe some purified water. And yeah, you do get a little bit of splash damage with this thing, which means in these crowd control situations you can chip off health of a thing that is next to it and then use that to kill them in one blow, basically, one for each of them. I mean, you could do that without it, but, you know, just to really nail it in and guarantee it. Yeah, so this thing, not as excessively powerful without the use of VATS, but if it's got a tight enough spread on it to allow for these shots to do, allow for the pellets to land and do the damage, then it's going to consistently kill things in 1 to 2 shots very easily, which is good ammo efficiency post-patch. But you've probably noticed that I've been charging this thing up a little bit, and that is just to guarantee the kills. So what would happen if you were to say not charge it up? Oh. Well, I didn't even have to charge it up at all then. Huh. Well, post the magic damage fixing patch, this thing was 110% cooked, and look, it still might be. Although, as you can tell from what projectiles are landing, 182 damage on that fella, well, that is just basically the shotgun things overlapping each other, and maybe that... And it looks like... you can tell when the numbers are overlapping each other because they look like they're in a bold font, and it does actually appear that the explosive damage from the projectiles is adding onto it as well, and... nice, we got a little bit of the explosion because we shot him, and it dealt half damage to that guy, but that was kind of cool, I guess. It is helpful to have most of the time, especially since it doesn't hurt you. I thought when they originally announced them that they would hurt you, but they don't, so it's fine. So, like, honestly, this could be my go-to weapon just for messing around on streams now, because it's consistently killing stuff, and I'm effortlessly killing these super mutants, and if I can effortlessly kill super mutants, well, ghouls should be easy, as long as I can get the torso shots in, which, yeah, smart idea here because I'm killing them instantly, but doing that means I can, you know, shoot them in VATS from a decent distance away. Thank you, Unyielding Gear, for boosting my VATS potential to help that happen. But yeah, this thing is actually whooping ass. Now, it might be because my particular version is bugged. I'm not going to go ahead and grab another one just to test this, but if you can get yourself a bloodied limb damage, a bloodied crippling Gauss shotgun, well, you can do similar stuff to this, and you'll never have to grind for ammo ever, because, well, if you're out, you'd have gathered a heap of steel and lead by the time that you're out of bullets. If you go around picking up tin cans, well, you can have a lot of fun, and you can just keep on firing this thing. So, you know, looking at this now, I've got a potential for at least another 725 kills before I'm out of ammo, and that's a lot of kills. I mean, at least against super mutants. That super mutant wanted to fight, and we're not going to grant him that. Just to give you an idea of the power difference between these two weapons, look at that. Look at it compared to the combat shotgun. Ooh, Jesus. Yeah, so the combat shotgun has been well left in the dust here, and honestly, you don't want to use it anyway because, you know, I've got a suppressor on it, which means the range is about melee range, which is not all that helpful. What I could probably do here is just grab something like Gun Fu, so I could just blast them and then let the game do it for me instead of pressing Q in between every kill, but I suppose that's not a super big inconvenience. Even from back here, it's just reaching out and just destroying them with throwing explosives, which is, it's so good. I think what we're seeing here is just the overlapping explosion damage, which seems to, for whatever reason, trigger massive amounts of damage, and I think I've gone a little bit over the top here. Let's have a little bit of pressure from the ghouls today. Let's see what kind of things they can do. Oh my god. Yeah, this is doing the job. I didn't expect anything near this power level for this thing. My god, get yourselves a Gauss shotgun as soon as possible. And honestly, they might, you know, take a look at this and think, well, this is fucked. We gotta nerf this now because this is blatantly good. But then again, they haven't touched explosive Gatling plasmas at all, so maybe they'll let this one slide because it requires grind, and if you're gonna grind out what you need for the settlers and that stupid asshole ward to grab this thing, well, you might as well be rewarded with it. Now, against this guy, we're going to take a little bit more, you know, killing to, or shooting and hurting and damaging to kill him. We do have glow sight on, which is going to increase our damage against him a little bit. Whether it's multiplicative is up for the data miners to find out. But yeah, he's a little bit more tanky than the standard tools around here, and he took those bullets pretty well. But if they're taking 1 or 2 bullets, well, the simplest thing to do is just shoot them with more bullets, more electromagnetic cartridges, which I guess canonically this thing would be firing multiple at the same time, right? But we're only using 1 charge of the electromagnetic cartridges. Don't ask me how it works, because I kind of don't know. There's some magnets there. Also, nice lighting. Righto, we've got to make sure we kill these crackheads quick, because if I let them shoot me a few times, then it's all over for me. So we got to make sure we do that. Now, unfortunately for that one with the missile launcher, we've got a dense chest piece, and we've been detected. So we've got to fight some extra doggos. Not super problematic there, because we can easily, you know, just shoot them. But I'm more worried about these ones down here, especially the laser gun guy. There we go. Yeah. When in doubt, just spam the thing. If you've got skeet shooter, you can just do that really easily. There we go. Concentrated fire also helps. You don't need to aim for anything but the torso. And we might as well carry this extra 300 damage from adrenaline into the next fight, which, you know, 300 damage from adrenaline, that's significant at this stage of the game. I don't know, I'm commenting about how crazy the damage is at this time, but it really is significant. And there's old mate Swan, so we'll crawl in a little bit close, make sure we aren't being penalized at range. There he goes. I believe the follow-through bonus would have helped us there, which is very helpful indeed. Let's move on. Righto, you may have heard of Rack City, but get ready for Crab City. Population crabs and weird froggy dudes who are going to eat some Gauss bullets. Yeah, that's some nice damage there. Might switch back to the torso now, because we're not aiming for... Well, we're still aiming for kill shots, but we don't need to get the accuracy penalty of going for headshots to, you know, gamble for those shots. So that's nice. There's a crab over there. We'll just kind of snipe him from back here. Righto. So this is the range of a Gauss rifle. You can put a scope on it, I believe, but I haven't actually unlocked the part. I did it on the PTS just to see what it was like, and I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. So I guess we'll get the Mylark Queen out, because I don't see any other crab around. I think the crackheads might have already got to them and ate them, so we'll toss a frag grenade in, or is it a plasma? It is indeed a plasma. Only the best for the Queen summing. And that leg is crippled. And so is that one. Ha! Fell in her face. Bet you didn't expect to see slapstick comedy in this video. We've got it all. Alright, we're done here. Let's move on to the giant bats. Okay, one last test for the Gauss shotgun. Does it bode well against Scorch Beasts? And, no, not really. It chokes. It's going bad. So this is the worst thing about the Gauss shotgun, and I think it's got something to do with how much the Scorch dudes, the Scorch Beasts, the giant bats can just eat that so I don't die of radiation poisoning. It's about how much they can just resist all explosives. That's kind of what their deal is. And if you see this, I might go for headshots here just to increase the damage output. Oh, he's running up. What's he gonna do? I'm gonna do a stim pack, that's for sure. Because I'm spending all of this time focusing down on a Scorch Beast that all of these turds can come up and shoot me. And I'm noticing now, if I'm going for headshots, it does less damage. Just go for torso shots. There we go. Or maybe even just don't go for torso shots at all. Just spray the ground with explosions and you'll be right. There we go. So, we're kind of dealing with this crowd control situation in a way that is not efficient in terms of our stim pack usage, because we've got to go through plenty of them. Let's just bring you down. That surely would have hit you. That surely would have crippled your goddamn wings there, mate. Get you back on the ground, hopefully. Nah, that's only halfway crippled. Well, that's terrible. Yeah, so I think the Achilles heel for the Gauss shotgun is its performance against Scorch Beasts, which is a real kick in the teeth, because other than that, this thing has been absolutely annihilating everything so far. It's just the fact that these Scorch Beasts have got an inbuilt dense chest piece, and you just can't kill the bastards. They're too strong. Deathclaw's easy. Scorch Beast, not so much. At least his torso is crippled now. And we've managed to clip his wing, and he's actually reacted to that instantly, because he was about to hover there, but now he's going to pop down on the ground. There we go. And we shall find his face, and shoot at it a little bit. If you spam the trigger, don't even bother, you're just wasting your ammo. I'm getting, what, one damage out of that. One entire damage. So your best bet is just to shoot him like this. We managed to get the backup explosive damage that time, so it's not like they're immune to explosive damage, it's that they just don't take it. They're just like, nah, I don't like this. And you know what, we can do the same with dense chest pieces, so I guess it all balances out. But yeah, the main problem with this is just its problem against Scorch Beast, which is, you know, one of the biggest enemies in the game that you ought to be facing. So if it can't do well against that, you've got it against Earl, and he'll just kill your ass. He's not as dangerous. He's much more dangerous in terms of how fast he can kill you than a Scorch Beast clean. And with this in your hand, you're going to get killed quickly. But it's just such a big shame that this thing just does so poorly, because it's been going really goddamn well so far. Go for a sneak critical here. We should have the follow-through bonus now. We'll try to utilize that to kill him before he gets too much of me. There we go. That one was slightly better, but this thing's nearly munted. Let's have a look. Yeah, luckily I do have the, what's it called? The gunsmith perk on, because I think this would have broken quite a long time ago. And if you've noticed discrepancies between the ammo, it's because to record this clip properly, I didn't need to have any background noise happening. Look at that whirly bird, look at it go. That's funny because there's no actual ventilation here. It's just kind of stuck in the roof. If you look here, there's like nothing here for that to go through. So it's just there for, that's just there for show, I guess, because that's doing absolutely nothing. Anyways, if you'd like to see this thing in your game, get grinding, kid, because that's how Todd designed this game. You gotta stay in here, you gotta play it for weeks, and then buy everything on the Atom store. And Doggo Under the Bridge dies. Yep. So max rep with the settlers, and then you're gonna shell out a bunch of bullion to get it, as if you're gaining the rep and the trust of the settlers wasn't enough for them to hand you over this weapon. You gotta grind even more for it, which, you know, through the grinding you'll be earning bullion anyway, so whatever, I guess. It just doesn't make a lot of sense thematically. Thank you for watching, guys.